All right, so to set us up for our discussion board, I want to ask a few questions. First and foremost, what is it about Disney that interests you? Why did you come to this course? I let everyone know going into this that we're going to be studying Disney. And I spent the first half of the semester talking about princesses in particular, but what are you interested in? What aspect of the Disney multimedia empire is part of your life? For example, ESPN, Marvel Comics, Star Wars, ABC, Pixar, Hollywood Records, Hyperion Books, The Muppets, and I'm blanking, but there's so much more that connects us to Disney. What do you want to know about Disney? About its creator, Walt, his brother Roy, his son Roy E. Disney, or Michael Eisner and Bob Iger, the Disney films, the Disneylands, one of its subsidiaries, etc. And with all this in mind, what are some possible researchable questions that you might want to focus on for the remainder of the semester? So let's actually start brainstorming how to get a research question that we can answer for the rest of the semester. First, I want to talk about Harvard. Harvard actually has some foundations of qualitative research and education, and they talk about the importance of the research question. The research question is the most important element of research design. Basically, a research question decides what exactly a researcher wants to learn and understand. And that's one of the things I want to pause and make sure you reflect on. I don't want topics here. I'm looking for, and that's important. I want to study, Walt Disney films, whatever. But rather a question. What is it you want to know about those films? And I've got some ideas I want to talk to you about later on. Maxwell suggests that a research question does three things. First and foremost, it helps focus the study. A person simply cannot study everything at once. We only have 8 weeks to write this entire piece. We cannot do everything when it comes to Star Wars. There are entire books dedicated to it. There are entire books on Walt Disney himself. We do not have time to do it all in the 8 pages we have to work with. Second, they offer guidance on how to conduct the study. Different questions require different methods of inquiry. There is some research that's going to be better depending on what kind of questions we ask. And third, they communicate to others the goal of the research. What do we want to do with it? What do we want to know? What are we shooting for? So research questions shape research design and are in turn shaped by other aspects of research, including the researcher's interest and worldview and the existing literature. This is a recursive process, as we will ask a question and then we'll start looking up sources that talk about that question. And then we'll go back and revise our question, which will give us new research to look into, which will then make us revise our question. It's this beautiful recursive process as we try to go down the rabbit hole and find out what it is we're trying to figure out. Though some of the research question is needed to begin research, the question is often changed and redefined during the research process. It will grow organically. We just need a starting question to give us the direction to head in. A single study may have multiple research questions, though Cresswell encouraged researchers to try to define one overarching question, which can then have a number of sub-questions. So what is the big question you want answered? And then as we go through this, maybe we can think of other parts of it. So what do you want to know about Disney? What is it you want to learn? So let's try out some initial research questions. So now your goal is to actually head over to the discussion board on Canvas, and I want you to write one or more of these research questions which are based on your interests and worldview. If you're struggling to come up with any research question at all, look to what the others have written on the board for inspiration. This is especially important because soon we're going to go to the library and you will have to have your question in mind as we immediately will hit the ground running looking for books on Monday, March 18th. Furthermore, when you show up at the library on Monday, March 18th, you are going to be expected to have a printed out Wikipedia page that you have annotated as you're beginning to create your own research course pack on your particular research question. So make sure you decide this soon. Let me know if you have any questions about this. Thanks.